Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So for this quest, it brings us into House Jurasco in the western section. Now here we're going to have a bridge. Our quest giver is actually this individual right over here, Annabelle de Jurasco. Now in order to get up there, if you have the jump, you can actually hop up here, make your way all the way across, and fall down onto here, or you can just jump across. Otherwise, what you'll have to do is cross the bridge and just kind of hug the wall around the edge here, hopping up on the pillar and just walking to them there. So once you do this, you're going to want to obviously choose the options not to end the chat right away, and just pick up the quest, which is the enemy within, and our door is right here, right around the corner from where they're located. Alright, so here we are inside of the quest. As you can see, decent amount of starting experience, about 22,000 experience. Alright. But it is kind of a weird one. The person who hired us is stating that they've been kidnapped and we're here to rescue out, or figure out what's happened to them. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do once we get in, is just head on down straight into our first room. Now if we've looked at this, we've actually been in this quest before, going through some of these side doors which are now boarded up. This time we're going to make a left and head straight through here. The first time we were in here, that barrier was up, and that was the end of this section here. However, this time we are actually going to be proceeding past this barrier, heading deeper into the quest itself. Now the quest is a bit of a long one. Hence the amount of experience that you're getting out of it. And I mean, obviously it is a little bit faster with a party, as are all quests, but there's no real reason to like be in here. There's not a lot of locations where you can technically split up. Alright. So while we're going about, we're gonna have these little side rooms that we gotta go into. Now I am doing my best to avoid this flat piece of stone here, as a lot of times they are trapped with a breakaway floor. So just be aware of that and kind of just be cautious. Alright, so we're gonna head into each section. That's right. So with that there, you'll notice that the sarcophagus, as we approach, they do break. It does happen fairly often in this quest, so if you are wanting to get the full breakable bonus, you are going to have to be a little bit slower than I was right there, and just take the time to shoot them before you actually approach them, as when they break manually like that, it doesn't give you credit towards your ransack there. So this next section, we have to climb up the ladder here in order to pull a lever. If you would have noticed when we approached though, it did have a trap up top as well. So the trap itself is attributed to the lever, which I'm looking for that trap box. There we are. There's the control panel. It's kind of hidden right on the far side here. And there we go. Once that's out of the way, go ahead and pull your lever, and we can continue on. As you can see, this area is almost completely comprised of a lot of frost marrow enemies. So definitely having fire damage is a plus, as they take additional fire damage. Alright. Alright. So another one to watch out for is these types of halls. Again, they like to toss in the traps. So my thoughts on this quest here is that it is fairly long, considering, like, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not anywhere near the longest quest in the game, but it does feel a little drawn out. Overall, I don't know if it's worth the XP given for the amount of time that it does take. It's still worth, like, again, an okay amount, but it's an out of the way quest. It takes a decent amount of time. It's just one that I almost never run, actually, aside from running this video here. I think the last time I've done this quest was probably about a year and a half to 2 years ago. It's just one that I typically skip. Alright, so this point here, once we've killed practically everybody, the doors at the top will open up. Now it does have a north and a south. This is where, if you do have a party, that you could split it again to save a little bit of time, but nothing super, like, no super large amount of time. So we're gonna start by heading north. Here we are. Actually, that's not true. Splitting up would save a decent amount of time. Alright. So there's that breakaway floor that I was talking about. And as you can see, it's not just the floor, but a little grinder trap there as well. So at this point, we're also now running into these gas, the failed void mines. A whole lot of collectibles. The main thing we want to grab out of here, though, is our crest. So you do need to come in these little side rooms here. Now that we got our crest, we're going to continue moving forward. Alright, so the lever is just up top. Ooh. And right there. Before I do that though, I am going to toss a turret, as it seems we got some aggression from the other side of the door. Alright, so there's our crest. And at this point, this is where the other side would be going through and doing the same thing and placing in their crest. As we can't actually progress any further at this moment, we're going to have to head back to the other side. So it's not a, like I said, not a large way out of the way, but it still will save you a decent amount of time. Just wait here a second for the hireling. And again, same thing here. A whole bunch of void mines, a whole bunch of collectibles. And another crest. Alright, so here now we added our second crest. Our doors have opened, and it'll allow us to proceed down to the bottom layer and continue on. As you can see, we do have a large group of enemies in here, both living and dead, so a lot of void-minded there. Alright. So once we've gone through that little fight there, we do have a locked chest here on the bottom. For a little extra loot. Alright, and then all that's left to do is to continue heading through our door. We also have this one here, which is not locked, and this is rewarded for killing that optional, which I do believe is always up. But again, it's been a very long time since I've actually run this quest, so I couldn't tell you 100% for certain whether it is always up. Alright. So continuing deeper in. Alright. So again, we got both sides here. So at this point it does, as you see, kind of split off into two directions. Heading straight ahead, we have a whole bunch of octopus slots that we need to get. These are located on either the north or the southern section, so you again do need to head both sides. So we're just going to start with the north one here, as we do have a Carnage Reaper. Alright, so again, this would be a good spot to split that party. So yeah, having a group in this one definitely would save you a lot of time. I do apologize for that earlier remark. Alright. So here will be our first crest. And we do have a chest here. As you see, we also have a hidden door, which leads to another chest. You gotta love when quests give you free loot like that. Like the other rooms before, a whole lot of void mine, a whole lot of collectibles. Honestly, there's a lot of just repeating in this quest. Once we get to the end, we are going to have a named Mind Flayer. This will be the same on both sides there. As well as a bunch of void-minded enemies. And he's kind of like the mini-boss. Now, you're going to have one both on the northern section and the southern section to get those mini-bosses of the Mind Flayers. We're also going to have one actually as our end boss to this whole thing. And again, it will be in a similar room as this here. Alright. And don't forget to pick up the octopus crest. Now that you've completed one side, you should have a total of 3 octopus crests. I'm just going to slide them into a different slot. And with that, it's time to return to that main path. And we're now going to head south. So at this point, obviously, if you are with a group, you would just wait here in the center for the other group, placing, what crest you had in here. Grab this trap too while we're here. Placing half your crests, getting halfway through, and then waiting for the other side, or, going to help them, depending on, your group dynamic. Alright. So, moving deeper in, we have some more of the same. That actually kind of hurt a little bit. There we go. Grab our crest. Grab our free loot. Now, as you see, this side wasn't as lucky and doesn't have that secret door. And we can definitely search to make sure. But as you see, the southern side doesn't have that extra chest there. Again, head on our side room for a lot of extra collectibles, some more void mines. And as you can see, this room here would be our last of our void mines. For again, another decent amount of XP. So now be 2 of the 3 crests on this side. The last of which being right through this door. And again, just watch yourself, as there will be a named Mind Flayer hiding back. And with our luck, a Plague Reaper. Our luck, 2 Plague Reapers. Alright. And then once again, grab our last crest. Now, unlike the other side, as you saw, with had the extra chest behind a secret door, this one here is just out in the open. So don't worry about getting stuck if they send you with the south side. You do still get both of those chests. Alright, and now we just gotta head back to our main path, finish heading west, and head to the end of the quest. Stop and grab our floating rem chests. Alright, and here we go. Now it looks the same as the other one, and again, same thing. Now you'll notice here that it actually does take additional cold damage. He's essentially a Frostmourne style, and I really like the look of this specific Mind Flayer. Alright. So 30,000 experience, 26 minutes. Honestly, the XP isn't too bad, but it feels a lot more drawn out than it has to be. And like I said, personally, I always skip this one, but I mean, XP and time, especially if you're going with a party, you could almost cut that down in half. So if you're looking maybe 15 minutes for 30,000 experience, in the end, not too terrible. But like I said, it's one of those quests that you just never end up running. There's a lot of great XP at this level that it kind of gets pushed to the side. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.